Hi, my name is Praveen Oommen. I'm a physiotherapist at the Care Institute. We are right now at the Essex location. Well, posture is an important part, especially at this time when most of us are sitting at home and working or studying and stuff like that. So I don't know what kind of chairs you have at home. Before, you're not dependent on those kind of things, but right now you are on it for hours on end, basically. So it's important that you maintain a correct posture that will help to prevent neck pain and back pain and the other associated problems with the wrong posture, basically. Well, especially for people who are in front of the computers, basically, let's take for example the neck, So the most commonest bad posture is the forward neck posture, basically. So you're going to sit with your neck, protruding out. So that is going to put a lot of stress on areas that we're not supposed to put stress on, kind of, So if you take a look at the normal spine, there is extension, which is arching back at the lower part of the neck and bending at the upper part of the neck, basically. But when you go into a really forward neck posture, you're just going to get, bending in the bottom and extending in the top, basically. So that creates a lot of stress in through the spine, Well, the other part of the posture thing is the back thing too, basically. So you sit on chairs. The neck part is one issue. The back part is a huge issue because you sit on chairs that are not mostly meant for being sat on for a long period of time, basically. So it's not ergonomically correct. So the chairs, when you sit on a chair, your feet has to be on the ground. Your knees have to be bent to 90 degrees. Your hip has to be bent to 90 degrees, and you have to be sitting straight. So normal curvature of the spine, basically. So you look at it, there's arching over here and the opposite arching in the back, basically. So when you sit for some time, you start slouching and then things start to change, basically. So instead of arching in the bottom, you're going to arch it the other way, basically. And that's going to put a lot of stress in through the disc, basically, in certain areas, and you end up with back pain. Sometimes you can irritate the disc and you can have severe back pain or sometimes pain down the leg and stuff like that. But it happens to some people. It doesn't happen to some people, but it's always good to avoid these things. And the body is quite resilient, so it takes these abuse for a little bit period of time before you start to have symptoms. And once you have symptoms, well, being in that position just makes things worse, basically. So it's important when you're sitting to make sure you have that proper arching in through the back. So some kind of a backrest or something in through there to maintain that arching in through the back, and that prevents, as soon as your back starts arching, your neck goes backwards, basically. So when your back starts to curve the other way, your neck starts to go forward. So sitting straight and erect is always important to maintain the health of your back as well as your neck. So exercise-wise, exercising and stretching your neck is quite important, basically, especially you spend a lot of time staring into a computer or being stuck in your chair, basically. So we have Brooke, who is a registered kin, and she's going to teach us a few exercises for the neck, basically.
The first exercise we want to do with the neck is kind of stretch all areas. You have lots of muscles surrounding your neck, so you can stretch to the side and use your hand to pull until you feel a gentle stretch running down the side of your neck. You can go down into the side, which is going to move it back a little bit. And then you can go forward as well, gently pushing down to reverse that extension of your cervical spine. And then my personal favorite is where you place your hands at the base of your skull, go forward, and bring your elbows in. And just hold until you feel a gentle stretch for 10 to 20 seconds.
And another important thing is, just to make sure that you won't get stuck in that chair for hours on end. So at least 20-30 minutes, if you can just get out and just look up, just move your spine around, just bend forward, just arch backwards and stuff like that. it'll avoid your spine just developing these pressure areas where unnecessary stress is going through that area, and then those areas starts to bother you down the line. So it's always good to get up and walk. The people who get into trouble are the ones who get stuck into a bad position for hours on end. And most of these guys, and especially students, you guys are young, so your body is quite resilient and takes these abuse, and then once it starts to give out, then that's where the problem starts. And then to fix it takes a lot of effort, because sometimes you'll have to change your posture. Sometimes just doing that might not just help you. You might have to get some treatment for it and stuff like that. So once some symptoms start, then it can be a little bit of a trouble. So the best treatment is to make sure that you don't reach that phase. Instead of that, just move around. Don't be stuck in front of the computer for hours on end.